and apparently Mike Young said just dribble out the clock. And let's end this at 74-47. Panthers came in a 13-point underdog. It was all Virginia Tech, and they win at 74-47.
Thank you, Billy. Yeah, let's mercifully end it. 74-47. That's a palindrome, right? 74-47. Like race car.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So there you go.
It's not good, is what it is.
No, it's not. It's
a 27-point loss.
It's a blowout.
In the conference.
And it's 6 losses in 7 games. Pitt's 8-16, 3-10 in the ACC. 47 is the fewest points that they've scored all year. They were 6 of 22 from the field at the half. Okay, 6 of 22. Are you ready for this? Now, even by accident, you should run into a couple of these. Pitt got 1 offensive rebound. 1 offensive rebound. 1 against Virginia Tech. And it was a team rebound. It was one that they just got credited with in the last couple minutes of the game. That blows me away. Listen, and I don't care if there's COVID. I don't care if there's transfers. I don't care if there's injuries. Like, I get that. But everybody is dealing with that. All these extenuating circumstances and factors. Some programs deal better, and they're prepared to deal better. There's no way around this. Pitt basketball is in a deep stagnation. Excuses only go so far. Win some games. You got to start winning some games. You got to somehow start winning some games. I understand Heather Light came out and gave a vote of confidence, and I get all of that. But it's in a real bad place. And I'll tell you, I understand how logistically they could say, well, we're on the road and post-game this, and I go into a press conference. I'll be real honest. I'm tired of not hearing from Jeff Capel after these games, too. It looks like he's running from something. Milan Brown's an assistant coach. Milan Brown did great things when he was at Mount St. Mary's, and he's a really good coach, a really good head coach. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear from Milan Brown after the game on the radio. I don't. I want to hear from Jeff Capel, because Jeff Capel's the guy that's getting paid the big bucks. And if he wants to do the localized and go into the press conference room and do that, okay. Then shift the schedule around so I hear you on the radio tell me why your team wasn't good. Because it ain't Milan Brown's team, and it ain't Jason Capel's team. It's Jeff Capel's team. And right now, like, I went to the UMBC game, right? And I'm down there. It's a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. And I'm looking around and I'm going, I can't believe that this is what Pitt basketball is.
That's the part for me that's really worrisome, is the apathy that's starting to set in. You know, I say that all the time in regards to baseball. And at least when people are angry, it means they care, right? It feels like a lot of people are beyond the anger stage with Pitt, right? They gave it a couple years. They got mad. They understand, okay, yeah, Horton was out for a while and Sabandi, and I get it, but like,
I bet there's a lot of Pitt people who don't know who the next 2 Pitt games are. The next 2 opponents are.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a hardcore fan of whatever sport in particular, you probably keep an eye on it, but it doesn't mean you're not necessarily locked in like you would normally be. Again, to your point, look at the building on game nights. I mean, it's a far cry from where we were when this thing was in its heyday, 10, 15 years ago.
Well,
and it's tough to see, and it's tough to see because it's not like it's Jeff Capel's first year on the job, right? Mm-hmm. We're 4 years in now. This thing should be turning a corner. And again, I will listen to your reasons, right? And I won't necessarily chalk them up as just excuses. Pandemic, transfers of guys who didn't want to be a part of the solution, didn't like when somebody else was getting the ball, getting their shine as they may have thought it was when Champagny sort of took over. You lose him to the draft. I get all that. I get the Horton absence for a large chunk of the season.
Can you get this?
So
I don't want excuses.
Yeah,
I don't want them.
I get all.
I want wins.
Yeah, no, and that's what it comes back to. So, I think honestly, a lot of us get caught up. And again, I'm putting this on me as much as anybody else. We get caught up in the fact that Jeff Capel is a really good dude, and he's really nice to talk to, and he's very insightful when we talk to him, right? And he always gets you thinking, and he always gives you a reason to believe, hey, you know, we're this far away. Well, that's not getting it done for those 40 minutes on the floor. And that is, I think, what's troublesome is that, A, apathy is starting to set in from some people, and B, those of us who are most patient, have been most patient with Pitt basketball over the last 4 years, are even starting to hit the point of put up or shut up.
Pitt has had two-game winning streaks this year. UNC Wilmington and Towson is one of them, and St. John's and Jacksonville is another one. They've not won 2 games in a row at any other point during the year than those 4 games that were separated by, a month. And that's just in November and in December.
Yeah.
That's just not – there was a time not too long ago I knew every single upcoming game with Pitt. I understood what was happening. I knew who was coming in here. Now I see the rotation, and it is apathy for me. It is. Mm-hmm. It's not something – I went to that UMBC game, and I looked around, and I said, UMBC was the kind of team that this program used to get ridiculed for playing because the out-of-conference schedule wasn't strong enough. Now, UMBC they beat them by 10.
Yeah. They
beat Pitt by 10 on their home floor, and not long ago people used to say, why the hell are you playing UMBC? You got to fatten up this schedule some. This isn't good enough. And they beat them. I'm sorry, but it's past time to criticize Jeff Capel. And if he doesn't like it, that's too bad. They got to find a way to get better. And I don't want to hear the excuse anymore, our best players are leaving. Well, then get players here that aren't going to leave. It's just not good enough. And I'll be honest, too, to hear that there's a long-term commitment, I think that might rub some people the wrong way as well.
Well, if we're talking about a recruiting game that has not gone well over the last couple of years, at least, freshman recruits, high school kids, that could just be for sake of lending the sense of some stability to any incoming recruits. And again, it wouldn't be the first time. I don't think Jeff Capel's going anywhere anytime soon, but it wouldn't be the first time an AD gave a vote of confidence to a coach and then quickly turned on their heels and did something different.
The biggest issue for me is there seems to be a skid over the last 10 games every year. The team gets kind of worse as the season gets. There's no, okay, let's build up and let's make birdies on 16, 17, and 18, and that keeps me coming back the next time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get better as the year goes on, and that's troublesome. Just there's no other way to put it.